What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and the Superman update for Fortnite has somewhat one-parted released in Fortnite. So what I mean by that is that this is the first part of it, and then on the 15th, when we get a downtime update, we'll actually be having a new map location added to the game, which is related to one of the Superman locations. So with that said, what do you need to know about today's current update and what you're now available to do? Well, first off, if we go over to our quest menu and we go over to Superman, all of these rewards are now obtainable. Now, a few little disclaimers here. These bottom rewards right here are free for people who don't own the Battle Pass, and then up here, as you can see, because I don't have the Fortnite crew right now, it says Battle Pass required. You have to go up 24 levels in order to gain all of the free rewards, and both the free tier and the paid tier progress at the exact same time, even if you don't have the pass right now. So if you earn 24 levels and then buy the pass afterwards, you'll be automatically granted all these rewards up here. And if you're someone who already owns a reward for level 10, being the Super Cape, and reward for level 12 being the Superman outfit, you actually just won't get anything for those reward tiers. So instead of, being able to skip 4 rewards or whatever else, or I guess 4 levels, 2 levels, however much it might actually require, you'll still be required to gain 24 levels in order to gain everything. You'll just have 2 different level milestones where nothing will actually be granted to your account, because technically you've already had those cosmetics. And if you're someone who decides to go ahead and purchase the battle bundle, you still will get Superman and the Super Cape back bling entirely for free, added to your account as a little bit of an added bonus, even though before it just said that it was an early unlock. Now it's just unlock instantly, so that bonus little reward for buying the battle bundle is still there for people who don't want to grind out all the levels. But of course, if you want any of the variants or the pickaxes or the emotes or anything else, you will still have to grind out all of those levels anyways. On top of that, we have a 50% chance in this match to get the Superman Mythic to actually spawn in the game. Hopefully it spawns in. I'm not really for certain how it spawns into the game, but if it doesn't, I'll do a few little server hops here and there in order to actually get the Mythic to spawn in. With that said, however, in order to tell you how this Mythic works, think about it how it works like the Godzilla Mythics or the Star Destroyer, where it spawns in a specific location in the game. You have to go over to that specific location and be the first one to basically claim the Mythic in order to use the Kryptonian form. Now, if you get eliminated while in that Kryptonian form, you'll be reverted back to a normal player, and you'll be rifted out of the sky, so it's not like you'll be fully eliminated like we've had in the past with stuff like the Thanos glove and gauntlet or whatever else from back then. It is simply put, a limited time mythic that you're able to use in order to transform and take control of Superman, instead of, having the whole entire situation where it's like you're not just transforming and taking control, but you are Superman. So you're technically not him, you're just him for a short period of time until you get eliminated, and then you revert back to your old ways. But it doesn't appear like it's spawning in this match. Now, from my understanding, it has a 50% chance to spawn in every match. It is enabled in bot lobbies, it is enabled in Battle Royale, it is enabled in Zero Build, but it's only enabled in the core Battle Royale mode. So you can't go into like Reload and think that you're going to be able to find the Mythic. You can't go over to Fortnite OG or anything like that and expect to find the Mythic in those modes. You have to be playing Battle Royale, of course. Since it hasn't spawned yet and we already have another circle closing in, I feel like I'm going to server hop a little bit here, or try to, get in a game that has it going on for a long period of time. So I'll see you guys shortly when I'll be able to show you how it works in game. Okay, we finally got it. Oh my god, I was so spaced out just playing the match that I didn't even realize we were going to be getting in this game. Now, as a little bit of a heads up, I've played like 5 or 6 matches since I recorded that earlier part of the video. My mojo is completely off and everything else because I was starting to lose hope that I was going to get this to spawn in the game and just assumed that my RNG was super terrible. But you can see it dropping down right there very slowly. Luckily, we're in a bot lobby, so there shouldn't be any bots actually gunning it. For that, we'll go ahead and try getting a little bit closer with the weapons I have, like the mist form, but we should be able to be the first one to actually get it, because I don't believe bots can become Superman. But this now confirms that yes, you can get the Mythic in bot lobbies, and it will spawn in game. Now, to give you a little bit of a heads up for when it spawned for me, it was basically when there was like 40 to 30 seconds left on the first, or I guess second storm circle right there, starting and closing in and all that type of stuff. So keep that in mind. If you don't see the Superman logo appear when you're on Storm 2 of 2, you might need to go into a new match if you really want to get this Mythic and use it for while it's available. Now, of course, it might have a better spawn chance later down the line. They could nerf it, make it a little bit worse of a spawn chance later down the line. It all depends on what Epic Games thinks about it, and apparently while you're in Superman's form, you only get around 4 to 5 minutes to actually use his powers before you get reverted back to normal if you don't take damage from other people anyway. So let's go ahead and speedrun our way over here so you can see how it looks like when you actually go into the form and all of the special mythic abilities and everything else. It is still there. Okay, the logo went away. I got scared for a second, but it is still here, and we are able to become the one, the only, the Superman. So here we are getting real close to it, and you can see the nice little special effects going on nearby. So let's go ahead and activate it. Oh, you just run into it. All right. And I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll go ahead and move it, but there is my health bar up here at the top. I'll move my webcam a little bit downward so you can see that a little bit better. But wow, it reminds me a lot of the Thanos Mythic, at least when it comes to spawning in, or at least like the Doom Mythic as well. So you can see I am slowly taking damage just from being alive, and it appears that we can fast fly. We have a little bit of a sprint bar in terms of like flying and everything else, but it is a decent amount where we don't take stamina while we're actually just, you know, casually flying around. It's just when we're going ahead and doing, you know, the fast fly. Let's go ahead and try finding some enemies. I know it's a bot lobby, so it might be a little bit hard to find the enemies, but I want to at least get an elimination here or there to show you the different mythic abilities you're able to do. So our right click is like a dash forwards where we're able to punch in front of us, maybe? Not too for sure. We'll see if we actually go up to an enemy if he does any damage when we do that. And then of course we have laser eyes, but I want to use this first ability to see what it does here. So, oh yeah, that is a punch. And then we can go ahead and do the laser eyes afterwards. You have to be pretty accurate for it to actually take effect. And then we can go bam. I like that. All right. It does appear that each of the abilities have their own little cooldown, so when you use the laser eyes, you can see on the right side the bar goes down, so you can't actually use it forever. You have to use it for a short amount of time, and then it has to regen, which makes sense. But if we go ahead and hop up a little bit here, and then go ahead and slam our way down, we can get some easy damage in. So that is pretty nice to actually see. Of course, the bots don't appear to want to shoot me. Hold on. Will you attack me? Okay. The bots do attack you in Superman form. They just kind of seem to run away more often, though. I mean, you can see right here, the bot has a lot of areas where they can shoot me if they do want to, but they're just not for some reason. So I guess if you really want to feel overpowered, this is definitely the way to do it. You know, go ahead and equip the Superman Mythic if it shows up in your bot lobby, and then just annihilate everything as they're too scared to even fight you. Honestly, maybe they're just mimicking how I would be in a real lobby, going up against a flying Superman that has all these special powers. In the kill feed, you can see that I brought down enemies with a super punch. It has different kill feed mentions for all the different stuff you can actually do. And of course, you can walk around like normal if you don't want to have the whole takeoff flying abilities. You can't build or anything. I'm unable to actually open up my inventory to see all the weapons I have from before I went into the Mythic, which does make sense. You know, of course, why would I be trying to pick up a gun or whatever? Let's see, can I pick up this? No, my backpack's full, so they won't let me. You can still search chests, which is cool, I guess, if you want to you just walk casually into a building and be like, yes, Academy stand. Oh, yes, some bars. I will gladly take it. It doesn't appear like I can pick up any bars. I don't believe I have the max amount of bars, so that's a little bit of an interesting thing to see. But yeah, the Superman Mythic is now enabled until the end of the actual season, so in August, they may make it a little bit easier to get as time goes on, or a little bit harder. You know, maybe they'll do like a wild week in the final week of the season in order to make it spawn every single game as a little bit of like a hype celebration. But definitely go and enjoy it in game if you do manage to get this. I want to quickly see something. We do have these little like spire towers, and it doesn't appear like we can do any damage. Okay, there we go. We had to like activate it before we could do damage to it. Does it target me at all? Doesn't look like I'm really getting targeted. It looks like the bots down below, these guys actually do want to target me. Okay, yeah, you know what? Actually, on second thought, I do believe that these guys can definitely attack me. So you do have some actual combat you can get into if you really want to. Let's see how much a punch does up close. Bam! Okay, that is actually a great way to deal with this. Hold on. Because you can punch, and then you can punch again. Boom. You can do a lot of damage right there. Of course, the guys down below can actually kill you and eliminate you, so you got to be careful of them. Honestly, everything can. Jeez, let's get me out of there. So if you want to tank yourself through the Superman abilities, do Aspire in a bot lobby. that is going to be your quickest way out of the actual ability itself. And maybe we could do this just to kind of see what it looks like when you get transformed back to normal, even though it will still show up at the end anyway. So let's just go ahead and eliminate what we can, just for some fun little moments here. Dash up close. All right. I wonder, can we like get rid of him? Can we like fully eliminate the Spire before we're out of the mode? It doesn't look like it. It looks like we're done here. Yeah, our bar's completely gone. And there it is. There's us going back to normal. Where does it spawn us? Exactly above. Oh God, I couldn't see anything from the smoke. But it spawns you exactly above where you actually left the power from, which actually could be a bad thing if you end up, you know, in a situation where you're trying to fight a whole entire squad and then your power ends right there during that squad battle. All of a sudden it's like, oops, you know, you're back and just gliding around while that whole entire squad has free range to shooting you. With that said, however, hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's little showcase of the brand new Mythic. Definitely go enjoy it in game if you're able to. Of course, as I already mentioned, you'll be able to do the Superman quest even if you don't currently have the pass. And then if you buy the crew or the pass later down the line, you will automatically get all of those bonus rewards. So until next time, like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another upload. So until then, peace out.